Good morning, boys and girls. How are you today? Today we have here a very big book by one of my favorite writer and illustrator, Beatrice Alemagna. A Lion in Paris. Let's check it out. A Lion in Paris. He was a big lion, a young, curious and lonely lion. He was bored at home on the grasslands. So one day he set off to find a job, love and the future. He arrived in Paris by train without any luggage. It was the first time he had been in a big city, and naturally he was a little scary. The lion waited to see if he would terrify anyone. He wondered if people would start screaming, if they would step aside in horror as he passed, or if they would pursue him with rifle shots. The people were hurrying around with a strange kind of sword under their arms, but nobody thought about attacking him, and that surprised him. This is a baguette. Puzzled, the lion went down into the metro. The people on the platform hardly even glanced at him. So then he roared very loudly to make them turn round and look at him. More than anything, the lion liked to be noticed, and he thought it was very sad to be ignored. And when he went out into the street, it started to rain. That made him think of his lovely sunny grasslands, and he felt sad. It turned all grey and shiny like the roofs around him. In the middle of a square, he saw a huge factory with workers going up and down in a transparent pipe. The sun came out again, making the building explode into 1,000 stars of light. He stood there, gaping at it. The lion walked along a river that cut the city in half, and the river smiled at him like a mirror. At last, a girl noticed him, and her eyes followed him for a while with a loving, tender look. This is the most famous painting in the world, La Gioconda, la Mona Lisa, by Leonardo da Vinci. And it's in a museum in Paris called the Louvre. The lion's heart was beating very fast as he continued his long walk. At the top of an endless flight of steps, he saw a white castle. "It looks like a creamy cake, doesn't it?" said an old lady smiling at him. "Ah," replied the lion. They went back down all the steps together. Then he came to an enormous iron tower, Tour Eifell, and he trembled with fear. He climbed right to the top, and the people down below looked like ants. He absolutely loved it. The city that had appeared so dreary and frightening and grey in the morning now seemed to be smiling at him with all its windows. At a big crossroads, he stopped abruptly. There was a beautiful plant standing in front of him. The lion climbed up onto it, put his two paws together, and gave a loud roar of joy. Roar! And then hundreds of cars took their horns to welcome him. Beep, 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 beep. This is the place for me, thought the lion, grinning. He looked into the distance and decided to stay, perfectly still and happy. The end. Did you like it? See you next time. Bye for now. Take care.